go.
Welcome to Not a Great Whisperer podcast. This is your host, Katy Ray. I am joined with the beautiful, I would say your whole name, but there's no way. Say your whole name. Say your whole name.
Caroline Lorraine Rivera Cuevas.
I was like, girl, I can't. But I met this beautiful woman at an event. We just hit it off. Podcast is her thing because she doesn't really like doing public speaking. But I love her story. I love her vibe. I love her energy. And I'm just glad you're here. I'm glad you did it. You were like, I don't want to, but I do.
I'm so excited and nervous at the same time.
Yeah, it's fine. Her voice will be fine by the middle. It's fine. So tell me a little bit about yourself. I think how you got into insurance is awesome. Your story from Puerto Rico. I would love for you to kind of share a little bit with us.
I moved from Puerto Rico to Florida straight out of college. It's just a decision I made in 3 days.
Wow.
Yeah, I just said, let's
Was
just
someone
move.
like
Let's
move
just
and then you're just let's do it.
Start
Was it
over.
just you?
With my now husband.
Okay.
At the moment, we were not married.
Okay.
I got into the insurance insurance kind of popped into my life.
Yeah.
I was looking for a job in my career and I needed some financial solution ASAP.
Yeah.
So I took an opportunity as a receptionist and I just started getting more invested every day.
Just educating yourself.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Was your husband in insurance or your boyfriend at the time in insurance?
No.
Okay.
He has his own business
Cool.
and super fun. We're both
Doing your own thing.
solopreneurs, which is super crazy.
Isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. So
I love it.
That was 3 years ago. You started as a receptionist.
Yes.
Now you're an
4
agent
years.
on your own. An agent, right?
With my own agency, brokerage, on my own.
Wow.
Wearing like 7 hats a day because you got to be accountant, marketing, customer service, everything.
Oh my God, the marketing part too is just like
I hate it.
so long. Yeah, it's so ridiculous. But so do you have agents with you?
Right now, I have one. I am currently looking for more, of course. But it's just me and one.
And how many clients?
Probably 50. Wow. Looking for it. 1,000
with 2 people?
By the end of the year.
Wow,
Yes.
what a goal.
Yes.
Okay, so when you were a receptionist, was it kind of like just interesting to you about insurance? You're educating yourself personally? How did you kind of evolve into owning your own agency?
I was just directing calls. It was a high volume agency.
Yeah.
So they really needed to kind of entertain the customers while an agent became available. So taking calls and people were thinking that I was an agent. And they started asking me the questions and I'm like, well, I want to be able to answer these questions even though I'm not an agent. I want to kind of
help you.
By those questions, I started looking for information, responses, and every day it was more curiosity, something more to explain. And what made me more
like interested
invested was that people were calling to make a payment on their insurance, but they had no idea who their carrier was, no idea what their coverage was.
Oh my God.
And I was like, well, I want you to know what you're paying for because we work hard to earn our little dollars.
Of course.
And I started trying to educate people. And I said, you know what? I want to do this on my own because I want to educate people first and then do their insurance. I want them to understand what they're paying for. So that's how.
Oh my gosh, how awesome. I think that's really important that you saw like a need. And you were like, I can fill this by just educating people. Oh, and that's wonderful. So you're really impacting people and educating people every day of their insurance plans.
I hope.
You are. Yeah, you are, girl. I love that. And what does your husband do now?
He is accountant by day.
Oh, wow.
And then after that, he has his own transportation business, Platinum Transportation.
Holy shit, wow. You are busy.
Yeah, we are.
And when did you get married?
I got married, I want to say 3 years ago. I don't count the days. Dates for me are not important.
Okay.
I'm like, I live the moment.
I love that.
We just celebrated our anniversary. I know it's in February. What day of February? I don't know. What year? I don't know. But
oh my God. numbers all day. It's so funny. I love that. You're like, I like to live in the moment. I don't know when we got married, but let's celebrate each other. So right when you got here, you got married.
We moved here 6.5 years ago.
Oh, 6. Oh, that's awesome.
So we get married probably, I want to say 4 years ago.
Do you go back and visit Puerto Rico?
Yes.
Okay, your family's there.
Yes, all the time. I love it and I miss it. But my life is here now. Yeah. It's super hard.
Yeah, being that far away from home.
Easter, all those holidays are just...
It's just you two? Yeah, it's just you two hanging. Do you have a new house?
We don't have kids.
New house though?
Oh, house, yes. Mm-hmm. We just got a house. Super
exciting. You jumped to a question I was not going to ask you, sister.
That's awesome. I love that about you.
I don't ask that question.
We just got a house and I would love to get a second one.
How cool, yeah.
Investing in.
Yeah, and not worry about what day it is.
Exactly. That's the goal.
So what got you to Florida? Was it Puerto Rico to Florida, or did you go to anywhere else before that?
I would go to, at the moment I would have gone to anywhere, but Florida was kind of the easiest. I had family here, so to start from scratch, like I had nothing at the moment. So Florida was the easiest. At the moment, I told my husband, let's just start in Florida and we'll decide where. But we now have roots here, and I love my roots here.
Yeah, of course. You're like, and we didn't leave, but it's fine. What's your favorite thing about your journey?
Educating people.
Yeah.
It's when I moved here, I was paying so much on insurance, and I had no idea that I had coverage that I did not need, and that's my main goal.
Well, were you sad that you weren't educated by someone first and you kind of had to do it yourself?
Yes.
I mean, like, I don't want to say disappointed or anything like that, but it just kind of like hit you, like people need to understand what.
Definitely. I was paying probably $100 more that I really needed. $100 is
100%. And I think people don't, with like rent going up and everything, it's just like that is, where do you find that money?
Exactly.
And this is coverage that you're doing for people. And you're doing insurance across the board, right? All insurance?
I do auto in Florida.
Okay.
And then home and business anywhere in the United States.
Cool. And do you have to kind of have that separated with home in Florida because of where you're located? Is that how that works in insurance? Like when you're covering certain things, like it has to have certain areas just because of all the laws?
Yes. And not every company accepts all the losses. So and another favorite thing about insurance is that every customer every day is different. Yeah. Your needs are not my needs. And another of my focuses is that I want you to have the insurance that you need, or
not just all this stuff.
It's not the same for everyone. So it's super dynamic.
Oh, so it really keeps you interested too.
Exactly.
It's not like the same monotonous day of just the
It's
same
not the same thing every day.
Yeah, and you have over 50 clients. Your goal is 1,000 by the end of the year?
By the end of the year.
It's awesome. Totally doable.
Which is totally doable.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Crazy.
That is totally doable. And are you working, just saying the word insurance bugs me. But I think more like health insurance. But when you see like people paying so much, are you just like, we are horrible? Like those insurance companies are a-holes.
Exactly.
Basically.
It's like, first of all,
I like trying not to.
I don't want to talk bad about any other insurance agent or agency.
Yeah, of course.
But I'm like, okay, so why do you think that you needed this insurance? And sometimes they're like, I have no idea. They just gave me this, and I just go and I say, let's start from zero. This coverage is for this. Do you think you need it? And that's when we start realizing that they have all the coverage that they need.
And that's like, you feel so good helping them, but then you're like, holy shit, you've been paying all this.
It's the best feeling in the world.
Yeah, but then you're like, I feel bad they've been paying all this for so long.
Definitely.
And you have,
sometimes
people come
it's actually
from you.
the opposite. Sometimes they call me, they've been in an accident, and they're asking for coverage that they didn't have. I'm like, no, you need this.
Oh, yeah. And so everybody from different age groups from everywhere is calling you. Do you get to use, are you bilingual? So you're a bilingual agent, so you're able to help. That's awesome.
Yes.
That's huge.
And that's another good feeling, helping someone who's not as comfortable with the language as some other people. And they call and it's like, hello, Spanish? I'm like, yes, definitely.
Yeah, you're like, hell
Yo
yeah.
hablo español.
Oh, I love that. My husband's Cuban, but I always say the Cuban language has like 400 Spanish words.
Yes.
Basically. I think I should get it eventually. But I do love that. I think that's super important because so many things are miscommunicated in different languages. And that's really, especially business, hearing Spanish, because I ran a group of reps in Miami and just different dialects and stuff.
Yes.
So it's really hard to communicate something to someone whose first language isn't English.
I mean, the
And
word
that's so
I
good they
love
have
you means different in Spanish. We have te quiero and I love you. And in English, we only have I love you.
Yeah. Te quiero.
Freaks me out all the time.
You're like, why the hell is this like this? But I think that's really impactful. And have you noticed that, just going to these events and things like that, the common language, like with realtors and lenders and insurance, and how you all just kind of like blossom into your own shit?
Yes.
It's cool, right?
Definitely. It's like a different, like you said, a different language, and it's a very huge world.
Yeah. Do you get nervous in front of your clients when you're talking to them?
Yes.
Do you?
Yes.
Oh
I'm an introverted, so I get super nervous by only having to say good morning.
I love it. Good morning.
And I still push myself to say it, but
oh my God.
my inside is like,
Do you work from home or do you have
I have an office
cool.
in Cypress Ridge in Wesley Chapel.
Oh, wow.
And then I have 3 offices.
Really?
Home, the official one, and my car.
Oh God.
The most used one is my car. 90%
Isn't that
of
crazy?
It's crazy.
Do you have to drive out to places? Is that why?
Yes.
For insurance? Okay.
I do a lot of networking with dealerships,
I got
realtors, and I go to different communities trying to expose
Oh my God.
myself.
I'm sorry. You have to network too, like hardcore?
Hardcore. Which is
That's a lot.
insane
That's exhausting
because
for
I'm
introverts.
Yes.
I'm not an introvert.
It's
so
a
I'm like,
huge challenge.
a lot of friends that are. Yeah. And it's just exhausting. Yeah. You have to like get yourself up and like, that's so cool. I love that you do that though every day. That's growth every day for you.
Every day I have to kind of channel myself to
do something uncomfortable. Yeah, but that you just grow. I mean, you have from the first time you've done a networking event to now, you had to see some growth, right?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. I'm not the same as I was 6 months ago.
Yeah. See, yeah. That's super cool. And then with your crazy schedule and your husband's crazy schedule, like what do you guys do for how do you make time for each other? Like what's your...
it's the funniest. We're both busy, so the for sure time that we have for us is while we're showering. He's waiting outside of the bathroom talking to me about his day, and I'm just soaping myself, and I'm just talking about what my day was and how crazy it was, and planning for the next probably time off that we
have together,
both have together, or hoping. At least.
Mm-hmm. And for you, it's kind of like you have to be on all the time or you can shut off.
I could shut off, but right now I am happy being available 24/7 for my customers, which is also crazy.
Yes, because you have different time zones, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's insane. You like doing that though. You haven't found that you too overwhelmed or you have to shut off?
No, we're both
busy.
Yes.
I love that.
And we both love it.
Yeah, I think that's really important for you to kind of understand your limits, and you love it. So, and you're like, I have to hit 1,000. So
exactly.
I gotta get on.
Exactly. I'm not gonna be happy until I hit it.
So how's your support system been now? When you moved,
it's good. I miss them because not having them physically, it's
hard.
It's hard, but they're here with me.
Yeah,
every
of course.
step of the way.
And you try to go once a year?
Last year I went there like 4 times.
Okay, so you try to go as much as you can. Okay.
I have my great grandma over there.
Oh my goodness! Wow,
so I try to see her as much as I can.
Yeah, I love that. And do you go together, or sometimes you just take solo trips?
It
depends, right?
Yeah, it depends.
You're just like going bye.
If it's a feeling that I have, sometimes I wake up and I'm like, I want to see my great grandma. So it's next week. Bye, I'm gone.
Do you work from there?
Yes.
Okay, so
I bring my work everywhere, which is my backpack.
Do you have it right now?
Yes.
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
So what are some of your kind of messages to people that are just kind of trying to find a career, trying to find something they like? Like, what really got you through?
I'm not gonna say I regret waiting so long, but I would have done it earlier. It's not super hard. You just have to believe in yourself. Don't be scared of taking the leap. And it's the best feeling ever, taking a leap and just risking everything.
Yeah. I mean, you're super young and you're doing great. You have your own agency. I mean, did you expect being here?
No.
It's cool, right?
No. Growing up, I thought I was going to be a teacher. I graduated from human resource and marketing.
Oh, shit.
I'm now an insurance agent.
Wow.
But taking the leap is I've taken so many, and I'm happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And with networking, have you found some of your close friends and stuff through networking?
Yes. So many.
Mm-hmm.
So many. I've met. The other day, someone contacted me. She wants to open her own insurance agency, and she contacted me she's like, oh, do you mind if I ask you personal questions? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, not at all. What do you want to know? My failures? Here they are.
Did all
my
of that.
success?
Here
These
they
are them. But yes, I've met so many people that are now part of the family.
That's really cool. What are some of your, I mean, taking the leap from Puerto Rico to Florida was big.
Huge.
I mean,
huge because I moved with just a backpack full of clothes. Right now you can go to my room in Puerto Rico, it still has my clothes. I moved with nothing, and now I have a house, a business.
That's so cool.
Yes.
You guys had a backpack of clothes.
Yeah,
Some clean underwear.
Clean,
Thank
please.
Good. I think that's a really powerful story. I think for people who just uproot everything, because you have the void of your family and missing them, but you still like made a life.
Definitely, and I can always go visit.
It was 6 years ago.
Or go back.
3 years ago, you started your insurance agency?
No, my insurance agency was 7 months ago.
Just only wow. 7 months. Oh my God. Oh, so you do remember that time?
Yes. I mean, that's my baby. I really gave birth to that one. Moved here probably about 7 years ago.
Yeah. Okay. Super young still.
Yes.
Straight
out of college. And I did not think it through. It's just, let's go. If it doesn't work, all I have to do is buy a ticket back. Uh-huh. That's it.
That is it. Here we go. And did you expect to, when you guys were dating, was it just like, you want to do this together? Because that's a big thing to do with someone you're just dating, right? I think it's awesome.
3 days that took me to make the decision were 3 days of me convincing him.
Oh, really?
He did not want to move. He had a stable job. Yeah. We were just graduating. Mm-hmm. So, why not give Puerto Rico a chance?
Yeah.
But I just wanted to see more and just...
I kind of love that, though.
Yes.
But if the 3 days was because you had to talk him into it.
He kept asking me, why if it doesn't go through? What if we fail? And I said, we'll just buy a ticket back. Yeah. But I'm sure we're going to love it. Which was all a lie.
So cool.
It was all a lie.
Idea.
A month later, I was crying in my bed because I was seeing my family in their get-togethers, my friends partying, and I'm like, I'm here all alone.
Mm-hmm.
But it's great. It's great.
What do you guys ever reflect on that? Like, do you ever sit there and you're like, remember when we weren't going to do this?
Yes.
And now we're here?
Yes.
That's super fun. Well, because you're in a different season. You both are solopreneurs. And you're working really hard, and your only time is when you're in the shower. I love that, though. And I did meet him at the gala.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, he's at the gala.
Yes.
I think that's really powerful. I think one of the most powerful things about you is how uncomfortable you make yourself every day in your own career to just do what you got to do.
It's insane, but at the end of the day, I get to tell myself, damn, you did this. You're a badass.
I hope you hype yourself every day. That's so awesome. Is that what you do at the end of the day?
Yes.
Good.
And every morning I'm like, okay, so we got to do this. But I know that by the end of the day, you're going to be so chill.
Oh my gosh. I know you're an introvert, but I feel like you telling people this, you are now, but like in front of like groups will really be empowering. Because that's what you do to hype yourself every day.
Listen, step by step, okay?
Katie, stop pushing me to do all of this. So what do you think is the hardest thing right now, though, that you're going through?
Talking to people.
Oh, okay.
Because I have to network every day. It's super hard.
It's not even hitting your goals.
Hard.
It's literally talking to people.
Yes. Yeah. Because
Do you get anxiety from it? Or is it just like really bad? Oh, for real? How do you manage that?
So like today, I got here 1 hour earlier just to sit in the car and
walk it
channel myself and just channeling myself.
I mean, I think that's a super important thing to talk about because, I mean, I get anxiety in different ways with the kids and just, like we're separate or we're not together or like that. And like how I need to like take deep breaths and do that. But that's really important for introverts, I feel like, is
definitely
owning the anxiety that happens and like working your way through it. But did you start becoming self-aware when you would get to like a place too early and you'd have to like run right into the place, or like how did you know to start doing that?
Well, first of all, it's by pushing myself. When it's just like when you texted me, are you available? I'm like,
am I?
Am I? Okay, wait. I have to say yes. I have to without thinking. And I
just
have to answer.
And my peer pressure.
I just have to put the yes before I talk myself out of it, because I will. Introverts will just get scared, but you cannot get scared or hide from
meeting people,
from the challenges, because it's the best way.
Did you ever have like a really bad experience where you went into somewhere and you had to like leave right away?
My first week networking with dealerships.
Oh, God.
I had to get out and say, hey, I'm an insurance agent. I'm new in town. I'm the best in town. But figuring out how to say that or how to open the conversation was the worst.
Oh, gosh.
Yes. Till this day, I struggle. And networking events, I went to Amplify and I did not talk to one soul on the first day, except you when you went and say hey, and I'm like, hey, what am I gonna say next?
Oh, because I loved your outfit.
Yes,
I loved that blue. I will borrow that. Thank you. Yes, I totally remember. I remember. See, you're rocking it. Yeah. So you just found a different way to represent yourself was your cute ass outfit. Super cute is that blue one. And you said you got it from Amazon.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And it was so cheap.
I was like, shit like that never comes in looking like that on me from Amazon, but whatever.
I think that's another thing that helps. Just do things that make you happy or make you feel as a badass or better.
Well, that I think that's probably one of the coolest things about you, but also, I mean, I feel for you when you talk about anxiety, because I don't think it's talked about enough, but it shows that like you're real, and even though you're successful, like you have to go through these obstacles every day.
Yeah,
that shit's hard.
It's hard. It's
But do you work through it just personally? Like, is there any other things you do outside to help with your anxiety and stuff?
Right now, I'm working on it personally. I will be starting a counseling.
Cool. I love therapy. That's my jam.
Exactly. Yes. And I don't know why so much people are scared of saying.
A lot is cultural too. And we talk about like how you're just told to be like strong and you can get through this, and you're just like, what?
What if we're not strong?
It doesn't mean you're not strong though, because
it's
just like helping cope with things. But I think that's really good for you because you actually see that you've done a great job for yourself. But why not bring professionals in to help? It's like it's not shamed in my group of people.
Exactly.
But I feel you on that. So that's really good. That's a huge step. And to be so successful now with so much like anxiety is awesome.
It's just being a badass. That's it. Mm-hmm. Because even
talking
though you're
yourself
scared,
up,
you're just pushing yourself to go all in.
Mm-hmm. That's super
all in
hard.
With scares, all in with everything.
You got here an hour early.
Yeah.
To walk it off. Did you go through the market?
No.
Just in your car?
I was shaking.
Oh my God. Do you like listen to certain stuff to kind of keep your mind, or did you keep it like very quiet?
Turn the radio off, AC as quiet as possible, and then
you're just in your own thoughts.
Just channeling myself.
Shit.
Yes.
That's really, I'll give you that. Meditation's super hard for me. My brain doesn't shut off. But I've tried.
Mine either. That's why I have to do that.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you made it.
Definitely.
You nailed it. Oh my gosh.
I still can't believe it.
Yo, Caroline, that's really cool. I say that like that because I'm very amazed that you can talk about it so openly and really put yourself in that, because it's a very hard place to be.
It is super hard.
And for you to be able to work through it, you're already a badass, so imagine what else is in store. And people don't talk about that enough. They just like joke that extroverts talk too much and introverts don't, or that and that. And that's not like how that is. It's literally how like your body
and
feels.
It's not only labeling someone as an introvert, is knowing the struggles. That person is pushing herself so bad to be there and to talk to you. And sometimes people are like, why don't you talk? Listen, I'm figuring out a plan to talk. Bear with me.
Give me a second. I'm building something in my head right now. Yeah, you're right. And you were literally front facing all day.
All day.
Sky's the limit, sister. I like that. I think your steps are just as you're taking them. I think it's perfect. You've already found ways. I mean, dealerships in general to walk into
are awful.
Right?
Awful. My customers call me and they're like, listen, I've been here 10 hours or 5 hours. Listen, let me make this as smooth as possible because I know you're having enough over there.
Yeah, and you're good on phones because you don't have to see the person. Is that different for introvert? Like, is phone still suck too? Like, do you not?
Yes, most of my business is done over the phone. Customers are welcome to visit my office, but most of it is over the phone.
So does that help manage it?
It helps me. No, it's actually harder.
Is it?
Yes, in person it's a little bit more easier than over the phone.
Oh, because are you like assuming something on the other side where when you're in person you can see the person and know like how their body language is?
Yes, I think it's easy. I don't know. It's just easier looking at the person at her eyes. Yeah. And it calms me down.
Oh, okay.
Over the phone, I'm just like,
what's going on over there?
What am I going to talk about?
She listening? What's happening? Have you noticed any specific like market that you enjoy more? Like people or people's backgrounds that you enjoy more? Like single moms or women, or like is there anything that you can tell like you've had?
Yes. Most of my customers are single parents and young drivers. Yes.
That's awesome.
Yes. I help a lot of young drivers to get their first car. Insurance is super high for people under 25.
Oh, I know.
And with no driving history, and that's where I can help more and when I get more satisfaction.
Cool.
Because they were able to get their first car because I helped.
Because you're organically growing.
Yes.
People just tell people about you. Oh, I love that.
Yes.
This is so cool. I don't know. I mean, I have a few friends that are in insurance industry, but I feel like I don't even know enough about insurance. I just have it. Do you know what I mean? And like talking, I've been like awakened today. Like just talking in different industries, you're like, shit.
When I started learning about insurance, I said, okay, now it's time to review my own policy. And when I look at my declarations page, I'm like, I don't need all this. Wait, I need this and I don't have it. And it's eye-opening. It's just... Because insurance is boring. Let's be honest. It's boring.
You're awesome, but insurance is boring.
It's boring. And I'm trying to make it interesting.
Yeah.
But it's super hard because it's so boring. No one wants to talk about insurance. Whatever. I have it. I pay it.
But you're saving people money.
But I'm saving people money, and
people want
I want them to understand what they're doing.
It's really education.
Yes.
I love that. Okay, so tell me some things you want to tell people who don't really understand insurance. What would be a fun, like, aha moment for you to tell people? Like something really powerful.
My first thing is be a good driver. That's going to impact you for 3 or 5 years. Getting a ticket, getting into an accident.
You think about that, and you're right. Be a good driver.
Be a good driver.
Also be a good human, but also be a good driver.
It's as basic as be a good driver, and everything else is going to be easier.
Mm-hmm. I love that. I hope this generation, I don't even know. You have a lot of young drivers that are coming on.
Young driver with more than 3 accidents in their first year.
Yeah, because they're texting and driving or some shit.
And then the most insane. Okay, number one, what do you say? Thing that I want to say, people.
Message
Is you're a drunk driver. Don't get an expensive car right away. Statistics say that
when you're young,
young and you're getting a new car, you're gonna get in an accident.
Oh my God, that's horrible statistic.
Yes, it's awful. I would say just get a
used car.
Get experience for at least a year, and then after a year, then get the car of your dreams.
That's a good tip.
Yep.
Tell all those young kids out there, my billion followers.
All
of my listeners, be smart out there. And I think that's good. And I think also, what do you want to say to the introverts out there?
Oh my God, don't be scared of taking the leap. Don't just give it a chance. Find out what the outcome of whatever it is you want to do by doing it. Don't listen to people who are going to tell you that you're not going to make it or it's going to be super hard. Just do it. Jump in, do it. My boss told me I was not going to make it.
Look at you now. Bye.
And,
I can't believe that.
There's only one way you are going to know if it's going to work, and it's by doing it.
Yeah.
And if you fail, it's not that you failed. It's just that you have to try the second time a different way. That's it.
Yeah. Oh my you have great messages, and it's crazy because
Thank you.
I wasn't really sure. Like, I knew we were going to talk about your life and just how you, but I was like, what are we like really going to get into? And this has been super eye-opening for me, just for in general insurance, and being able to succeed in something where people were not supportive of you taking that leap at first. And being an introvert, I think, is really a good message for people, because there's so many introverts that aren't doing that because they're scared and aren't thinking that they can do it because they're an introvert or the anxiety.
Definitely.
I love that. Where can we find you?
You can find me on Instagram as Insurance Finders of Florida, all spelled out.
Insurance Finders of FL or Florida?
Florida, all spelled out. Facebook, Insurance Finders of Florida as well. Okay. And you can also reach your personal agent, Caroline Rivera, on Facebook.
It's just Caroline Rivera.
Caroline Rivera.
Caroline Rivera.
No, I made it simple on Facebook, I promise.
I know, but I love it. I think it's beautiful. But you can also find Caroline on Not a Great Whisperer podcast page, at The Real K-Ray, all the good things. We're going to be seeing each other at more events, living our best life. I thank you for coming today. This has been a blast. I'm glad you did it. Thanks for taking the leap.
This was huge.
We're at BK and Creative Studio in Ybor, and we're out.